Next.
Don't fight in the north or the south. Fight every battle, everywhere. Always.
Littlefinger.
In your mind.
For centuries, our families fought together against their common enemy. Despite their differences, together. We need to do the same if we're gonna survive. Because the enemy is real. It's always been real.
Wheelchair. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
When the snows fall and the white winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
The lone wolf dies.
Gee, that's foreshadowing.
Well, isn't that what
Didn't the lone wolf already die?
isn't that what Ned said to her when she was leaving? Maybe he said his
Am I the only one that thinks Littlefinger was the name all the chicks in his village when he was a kid named him? Like when he was a teenager, you know? Like he took a big offense to little penis, so they
I
just
really
started calling him
hope
Littlefinger.
Sansa screws him over at some point.
Oh, he
I
really
think
just-
she will.
Really just outthinks him and fucks him bad.
I think she's probably learned her lesson on the last time.
I would hope so.
I think she's going to end up being one of the most dangerous characters because
Really?
a reason I say
Would
that
you
is
really buy that though?
She's freaking pissed, that's why.
that's it.
Yeah, but
She's like,
Okay, she
has
you gotta
had the
realize something.
shittiest story.
She's always.
Well, that's the thing. It's the last. She is the one that's going to end up being the most vindictive
She is
because
pissed.
she's had her
More
entire
than fucking,
family
Cersei?
killed.
She's been
More than
raped,
Cersei.
tortured, practically.
Different situation.
I think
Cersei.
Cersei is the most vindictive.
No, Cersei is insane.
She'll probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she died.
All right, I've already told you what I think's
I
going to
think
happen.
Jamie
to her.
Lannister's gonna fucking.
That's
I
mine.
wanted to point out the fact that Jamie Lannister, walking into King's Landing, looks like a freaking badass. What a ridiculously cool story arc he has had. He goes from
he's-
being the guy you hate to being the
To
guy
one
you
you
really
like-
like.
You like the character's fantastic. I think
Yeah.
he's got one of the best fucking story arcs because he's not a bad guy.
I was like, how can I
He
feel
is-
bad for this guy all of a sudden? What's going on?
The only
Yeah.
like the only thing you could say that is any demerit to his character is the fact he's basically banged his sister, and the basically that aspect of it. But it's
she's
like,
so manipulative that
and that's it. That's it. And it's like he's almost innocent from that aspect. She's used him to gain what she's wanted, and it's
Yeah.
like.
Well,
but
yeah,
other
but
than
she
that,
never got
he's-
affection from Daddy, though, right? Not like
Well,
Jamie.
it never really goes into detail about that. It goes in, she basically is a spoiled brat that's
She's
always
got
gotten
daddy
what
issues.
she's wanted.
She's definitely got daddy issues.
she's got
But it's-
everything issues.
The character, his character is just such a he's a redeemable character because everything he's done for the very thing he's been raised to do, to protect his family. And it's like the thing that he's hated for above all else, he did he had every reason, the right reasons to do it. He was protecting the people he cared about, and he realized that by not striking the king down, he would basically allow hundreds of thousands of people to die for no reason other than the king being insane.
Hmm.
And it's like he's such a tortured character because
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
really
he's
is.
fantastic.
And he gets so much shit for it, and yet
Yeah, and
he's the hero.
It's
at the
not
end of the day.
disturbing. He's not
Yeah.
disturbing. He doesn't deserve the hatred he's
What's
given.
the
That's-
big bitch? What's her name?
Oh, Christ,
blonde one.
Brienne.
Yeah, I really like the interaction between those two. I like
that-
how that's.
Well, that's the
I
thing
like
that
how he
was
has
great.
a wheelchair. Where the hell did he get that thing?
Oh well, yeah.
Where did he
Whittled
get
it.
that wheelchair from?
He spent a lot of time in that tower. He whittled
This is
that thing.
awesome.
That's awesome.
That
too,
character, he has had way too much screen time for how little of a role he has had thus far.
Well, the thing that's great about his character too is that you know he's destined for something greater.
Something, yeah. Maybe
But
he's a
being
Maybe
kept-
he's a Targaryen.
He's being kept alive because he still has something yet to do.
Yeah.
And that's the hint that they keep bringing at. He's been killed what 6-7 times already.
There's
technically, and brought
there's
back?
some theories in the book that you know how the Mountain killed that one the guy from Dorne comes over and he wants
smashes his head,
wants him to say that he raped his sister and killed
Yeah.
his kids. There's some theories that the son of that of those two didn't die and he's still around, or he would be around. And I think he's probably too old, but it'd be cool if it was him.
But like I said,
Because he's obviously special.
there's
The Lord of Light wants him to do something.
He's like I said, he exists for. He's got something to do.
We know
I
Jon
don't think
Snow
he's
is a
gonna kill the
Targaryen,
Mountain.
and he obviously can come back from
Yeah,
being dead.
he has something. He has something to fulfill.
Yeah,
You know
With
that
freaking
picture,
flaming
man?
sword. Look at.
I was thinking, man, imagine the shish kebab you could make with that thing.
But like I said, I don't think he's
Like
gonna.
pig.
I still think the Hound is going to end up killing the Mountain. I think that's the way that's gonna go.
Probably, yeah.
Because there's bad blood between the two, and I think he's going to do that to redeem his family's name.
Sure.
Because the Hound is another character.
Yeah.
He's not a bad guy.
He
He's
wants
bad,
people to think he's a bad guy.
but
He's
he's
done
not.
some bad things, but he's not in the
His
in the end,
his
he's not.
visage is one of an evil individual, but his actions are not
Yeah.
evil. In
He's
nature.
more knightly than.
Yeah,
than
He's
a lot
got
of
more
characters.
honor than he lets on.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing I like about the knight characters in this show so far, with Jamie Lannister, with the Hound, and
Oh, shit.
such. They
He's
do
fighting up
bad
there with that
things
flaming sword.
with Jon Snow.
That'd be a good sword to use against the
Walkers,
Iron
yeah.
Walkers,
White
yeah.
Walkers because they
the
fire
fires
kills them
thing.
pretty easily.
But it's like the knight characters in this
I
series
thought it was
are
Obsidian that kills him.
the dragon steel does.
Yeah,
which
that's
is basic,
the
But they're also weak to fire.
just the regular
definitely
just
weak
the
to
regular
Obsidian.
old zombie guys.
The dragon glass is what which
yeah,
is obsidian.
It's obsidian.
So,
Yeah, it's one and the same.
but like I said, the knightly characters in this are bad. They're not bad. They're vicious,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not bad, and they all have like a knightly code. And that's the key thing that makes the characters. Like you were talking about the Brianna thing, where basically when she's escorting him back, that's when Jamie's character really grew, and you could see that he
Yeah.
was not a bad person
Yeah, we got to
because
see
he
his
goes
character
out of his
grow.
way to basically protect her. And even though he's a cocky, smug asshole, beneath that veneer, he's actually a very
Well, a
like I
lot of
said,
that
he's
was because of
redeemable.
Dad, though. A lot of that was,
Exactly. It's the what was
being the
forced on his
firstborn.
yeah,
Yeah.
the pressures of the family being forced upon him, and he's always the character you can see he's always tried to break away from that. That's why he's the part of the King's Guard is because he was trying to get away from what his family wanted him to be and what he never wanted to be in the first place. But like I said, I think Sansa's going to end up being a complete. I think she's just. I don't think she's going to be like Cersei. I think she's just basically going to be decisive in her nature. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to have any qualms about taking anybody out that has gotten because, unlike Jon Snow, she's actually pure. She is Stark, and
Yeah.
she is the last Stark as far as she's aware right now because she's not aware that her younger brother's alive,
Or
and
that
he's got his own
Arya.
path.
or that John
or
is actually
Arya's
her
alive.
cousin.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that she's got her own game to play, and like I said, I don't think Jon Snow's going to take the route. I think Jon Snow's going to follow. He looks like he's become more of a wildling in those shots than anything.
Well, clearly
else.
they're going north of
I'm
the
interested
wall.
to see when Arya comes back into the show, or
Yeah.
into the the
And
fold.
what she does. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the wild card right now.
So it's
I think in the end Sansa's gonna be the.
well, Sansa's like I said, Sansa's the Stark family.
I think she's gonna
is
be the queen of the.
Arya is no longer a Stark as far as Arya is aware. Her family's gone. Her family is dead, and she's
Does she-
100% motivated by revenge to get even with the people that wronged her
Doesn't she
family.
know that Sansa's still alive?
She
Yeah, I think
But
so.
Because remember, once what's her name found her, but she didn't want her to save her, and she said, "Yeah, I'm going to get your sister as well," or something like
Yeah.
that. So I think she knows
Your
Sansa.
well,
is
you know
still
your
alive.
sister's alive, but her motivations are now. She knows her sister also was married to somebody else,
Yeah.
to a person that betrayed her family.
Yeah, yeah.
So she doesn't know. Like I said, Sansa's no longer out for the Stark. Sansa's out to get revenge on the people that struck her family down. And Jon Snow is no longer really a Stark. In all reality, Jon Snow is basically he if anything, he renounced his name to begin with, and it wasn't his name as far as he's aware anyway, because he's not 100% aware that he's not a bastard, or he's a bastard child to begin with, and when he finds out his Stark is not his blood and it's probably Targaryen blood, there's going to be a lot that he's going to have to come to terms with. So, like I said, there's a lot that's going to play on there. I'm curious to see how well they wrap everything up, because realistically, there's only going to be like another 15 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
There was a lot more White Walker fighting in this trailer than I thought.
Damn, baby.
Oh,
That
thanks
is
for,
one meaty
Thanks
sandwich.
for following. Yeah, there was a lot more White Walker fighting than I thought there was going to be.
So it still looks like it's going to be one of those things where the beginning of the season's definitely going to be the end of the Lannister family.
Yeah.
And
hopefully.
I like I said, I think the foreshadowing about the wolves has less to do with the Starks and more to do with that, because she's referring to the fact that, you know, the lone wolf dies but the pack survives, and the lone wolves right now are the Lannister family. They basically cut off everybody else.
Yeah.
They are by themselves.
Yeah, the Dornish hate them. The North hates them.
Yeah, the pack will survive, and she's saying basically all the other families will survive the coming war with the White Walkers, but the Lannisters, since they're going to refuse to work together, and that might be part of the storyline. Part of the storyline might be them landing there and going to Cersei and going, listen, the Walkers are coming. We need to deal with this and put all of our petty differences aside and fight against the true enemy.
I
And
think
she
the
might
brothers
go,
will.
fuck you, bow to me, I'm queen.
I think the brothers will work. They'll want to work together, and it'll cause a rift between Cersei and Jaime.
Maybe.
Like I said, I think Jaime is going to follow Cersei until the point when he realizes, just like the last king, the one he killed. Like I said, that's why I think Jaime will eventually kill Cersei, is because
that'd be
he's going to see that her path is going to lead to the destruction of everything, and he cannot follow her there.
Queen Slayer, huh?
You know, well, that's it. And like I said, I think the character will die on that. I think Jaime will be killed on that aspect, and if anybody saves him, it's going to be Brienne. But it's one of those things where I think it's going to be the situation where it's the same exact situation that the last time happened. He's going to be standing over the corpse of Cersei, just destroyed over what he's done, but knowing he did the right decision, but knowing he's never going to be able to. You know, he was already the Kingslayer because he killed somebody, and he basically he killed his own sister, who for everybody pretty much knows was his lover, and it's just he can't escape from that. Any chance he had of redeeming himself is going to be lost in that act, but it's the act that needed to be taken, and it's going to be that ultimate just, you know, doing the right thing, but basically never going to be getting the credit for it because nobody's going to know the truth to it, you know.
Yeah,
and I think that
looks
would be
really shitty.
Yeah, and I think that would be that'd be a great character, because I think that's the direction that character's taken, because he's always seemed to be, it's almost to the moral high ground to a point when he hasn't been manipulated by Cersei.
Yeah.
So he's always done the right thing, except
I think little brother's going to reach out to him.
It's a good possibility. It's a very good possibility. You know, but it's like I said, I can't see a happy ending for Jaime. First of all, I can't see
he's
happy
gonna
ending.
die. He's gonna have to die.
I think his fate is tied to Cersei's, but I think his fate is going to be one of he's going to kill her, because that's what he needs. He needs to do that in order to.
Unless Daenerys clearly is not going to like him. He killed his Targaryen. Maybe she says, "Hey, go kill your sister, and I'll let you live."
I don't think he'd do it. I don't think he'd do that.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a moral reason.
It'd have to be the moral choice for him. You're right. It has to be that choice of.
I think it's gonna be. I think he's gonna feel like it all along. He like maybe leading up to it that he knew maybe in the end he would have to, but there's gonna come a moment where it's really gonna be razor sharp clear what he has to do. It's gonna happen rather quickly.
I'm gonna get rather deep into this to a point.
Okay, I got.
There's a bit. Well, there's a bit in when the little rat bastard, the first king, the one that after the one that gets poisoned. I can't think of his name.
Joffrey.
When Joffrey's taunting him because he goes to the book of legend and he keeps going through all the knights and he points to him and goes, why don't you have anything in here, brother?
Yeah.
And the reason nothing's written there is because what he's done has not been something that's quote unquote noteworthy through the history's eyes.
Yeah.
But what he's done has probably been some of the most dramatic things that,
he altered the course of history.
Yeah.
And he did it, and the decisions he made saved numerous lives.
Yeah.
I mean, he made extremely difficult decisions that were heroic in nature, but not something that could be lauded and applauded for a decision he's made.
Right.
And I think that's his curse. Is that he's been probably one of the greatest knights and made the most difficult choices that any person in his situation could make. But it's not something that can be applauded or remembered graciously.
Yeah, he can get credit for it. It's kind of one of those
he did the dirty work that needed to be done.
Yeah, and it wasn't even dirty. It was the noble,
well, to
the
them,
honorable,
to them,
the
it's
great,
dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the tragedy of the character. He does all the right things. He does the wrong thing basically, but for all the right reasons. And it's like I said, I see that character arc taken that way. I really see that taken that way.
Yeah.
So, and it's a shame, but it's a great. It's you're right, Bo. It's probably one of the best story arcs that's been
he's a great
around
character.
for a long time.
He's an amazing character.
Yeah, and the guy that plays him's done a fantastic job.
He is Jaime Lannister.
Yeah, so it's like I said, that's probably between him and the Hound. I think of the two characters I'm the curious about to see how their arcs go, because they both had like the same kind of character progression where your initial reaction to them is, my God, these people are horrible. But then the more you see of them and the more the character develops, you see that they're not bad. They're really not bad people, but they just have the shit brutal.
Start peeling that onion.
Yeah. In the first season, you hate Jaime Lannister for what he does to Ned Stark and just the stuff he does. But then you start realizing that that's not the character. That's just how he has to portray himself. And the Hound is the same way. He comes across as this scarred, horrible individual.
Stuck in a shitty situation.
Yeah, and it's like you can see that's not the way the character wanted to be. It's kind of the way the person had to evolve to what they were in.
Yeah. And
it's like I said, that's fantastic writing. It really, really is. So
yeah, I'm excited for this one. July 16th.
16th, I think. 3 weeks.
Yeah, 16th. They gave us Winter is Here. Hashtag Winter is Here.
I will be vegging on that. So
yeah, I'll be watching there every Sunday night.
Yep.
Alrighty, cool. Yeah.
I will text Saul to tell her she can come back now.
Wait.